Hey folks, one of the things that often happens when a business is having a new logo designed is that the logo itself can end up being too intricate, too complex in terms of what it's trying to convey. When I'm creating logos, what I'll try and do is I will try to take the basic ideas of the product or the service that the business is offering and see if I can distill it down into some basic ideas or some basic shapes. What I want to do today is quickly do a walkthrough of a logo which we designed for a small delicatessen business called Mirepoix. With that business, what we did was we took the basic elements of the idea and what the name of the business meant and created a very simple symbol, but which had strong links to the actual name of the business. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you over to the computer and we'll run through the stages of the creation of that new logo. So here you are, folks. This is the name of the business, Mirepoix. And mirepoix is the fundamental elements of some classical cooking, and that includes onions, carrots and celery. So we have these basic elements and we want to create a logo for this business. So we've got these three vegetable ingredients here, as we can see, and what we want to do is we want to take the basic shapes of those. So you can see here what we have is we have the circle, we have a triangle, and we have a rectangle. The really base elements. And what you can do is you can take these base elements and start to combine them into different shapes and see what forms you can produce just from these three different shapes here. Now, we did explore a lot of sketching and a lot of options in combinations of these shapes, but we want to make this quite a quick walkthrough today, so I've just pulled out the main ones that we looked at and developed. So we had this one, and then we had this one here, which kind of looked a little bit too funny. It looked like a face, kind of a funny face, so it wasn't really fitting kind of what we wanted for the brand. We wanted something which was a bit more sort of classical, and a bit simpler and not referring to, try to make it clear that it's not a face or anything. So when we got to this one, there was the idea of possibly introducing some negative space to represent one of the shapes. So what we did was we took it down to this, and so we have the onion, half an onion on the top, then the space could kind of be the stick of celery, and then we've kind of got a carrot, as if a carrot was chopped in half as well. So you've got that shape there, and this was forming a really nice, simplistic shape, but embodied all of the elements that we were looking for. So we kind of settled on that one, and then what we needed to do next was look at the typeface we wanted to use and where this shape would sit. Tried having it inside for the O and potentially the E, but it wasn't really working. It was a bit clunky, so we kind of decided, no, we'll just keep it as the symbol and it will sit alongside the text. But the way when we've been developing it, we had it in this orientation, but when we sat it next to the text, it didn't flow very well. That rounded bit leading in didn't really work. So what we did was we flipped it around so that it sat up and nudged against the name of the business, and we added in the word delicatessen, and it formed a really nice combination logo. So you got the text and the symbol working together as one. And we settled on this font here because we felt that it represented the look that we were trying to go for with this design, in terms of it being classical and a foundational element. So we wanted to use something which looked as though it had a bit of age. So sort of this Art Deco type font from the 1920s or so. We also realised that we could make a nice heart shape by mirroring the symbol across, which was excellent and would be great for promotional campaigns and marketing. You know, I love mirepoix. It was just one of those things was just, you know, almost happen chance, and it just was there and it was perfect for it. And from there, we then obviously went on to explore labels and packaging and all the other elements that would be used to go alongside the brand when it was promoting and selling its product. And so this is how we ended up with the final logo for mirepoix. So you can see how we took the basic elements of mirepoix, the onion, the celery and the carrot, and we boiled it, if you pardon the pun, down to the basic shapes of each of those vegetables, and then condensed it further using some negative space elements as well to create that final logo design, which is a really simple, memorable shape. You want your logo to be a very quick trigger, so if they see it somewhere on packaging or a poster, that it will instantly remind them of the name of your business, which will then follow on to what you do and also how they feel about that business as well. I hope you find this video useful. If you have, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and once you do, you'll notice a little bell icon. If you click that, you'll be informed anytime I upload a new video. Until I see you next time, stay creative, folks.